Hello, welcome back to the channel. This week I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite things in the world, storage boxes. I'm going to be talking about toolboxes, storage boxes, storage solutions. I'm not going to talk about every system, I'm just going to talk about the ones that I own and the ones that I use and break down the pros and cons of them. So this might be a long video, but I don't know, so it might be about... I've got a lot of storage boxes, so it could be 20 minutes, but we'll wait and see. So first off, DeWalt T-Stak. This is a 2.0. I've got 1.0s and I've got the Stanley Pro stacks, which they all connect together. I've used these. This has been my main box for about 3 years now, and they are good boxes. They don't, the newer ones, these catches are quite good, a lot better, and they've got the IP rating on the inside of these boxes. I've gone over this in another video, but they are a good box. They're lightweight and they do carry most of your tools. I prefer I've now switched to the drawer system instead of having the boxes, just because it's just easier for when you're on sites, and that if you want to get to tools, you ain't got to take one off and get around and get underneath that one. So I just find that having the drawer system is much easier, but the boxes are still good as well. Now these come in all different forms. You have this one, which is the large box. You can get most of your main hand tools in here. Minor, a few maybe hacksaws, something like that, an angle you'd probably get in. You'll get most power tools in here. I find it's just a little bit tight for the nail gun, like a second fix, first framing nailer basically. It's a bit tight for that. I think you can get it in. I can't remember if I've tried or not, but I think it's tight. Generally that's why if you buy the nail gun set, the DeWalt nail gun set, it always comes in the Toughsystem box. But yeah, overall, like I say, I've had loads of these and they're just a good box. They're a nice size, they're not too heavy, and there's loads of options. As a first choice and a good value for money, I'd say the T-Stak's a good system to have. Next up, we have the DeWalt Toughsystem. Now, I bought this as a rack set, and it's never left the van really, apart from when I take the box out and bring it into a job. This one's a storage box. It's got all my which, for something that's been sitting in my van, is already broken because this tray doesn't ever go anywhere. But I use this for all my plumbing parts. I find the Toughsystem, it's a good box, and I think if you're in the system, you're into it. Again, this is IP rated, so that's always an up in hand. That's why I keep generally my plumbing stuff in there really, because I don't want to get it wet, even though it's it's a few years old now, so it's a bit balls. But I've got 3 of these boxes. I've got this storage box. This large toolbox, and I think this is the large one? Yeah, this large one, and I've got a medium one. This is obviously the original Toughsystem. I had a look at the 2.0 system in Screwfix the other day, and I must say the catches even are much nicer, and the self-clipping thing on the side, it is nice. It is a nice system. Hopefully they transfer that over into maybe the T-Stak 3s when they come out in like a few years time. But yeah, having that nice clap system, I'll put a little picture here that you can see on the side. That is nice. But again, these boxes are heavy duty. Like I'd pull this out of the van to stand if I need to while I'm outside when I'm doing something exterior, and they are sturdy, whereas you can't really do that on the T-Staks. Well, you can, but you've got to sort of balance yourself, and it's a bit sketchy. whereas these you can actually prop down, you can stack these on top of each other. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's definitely you definitely can do it. But again, it's a large box. I think this came with a tray, this one, but I got rid of it. This is the box I keep my nail guns in, and I could actually get about, I can get my 2 nailers, the planer, the sander, and I can get my circular saw in there, which is the big 1/8/4 blade. So that's quite a lot, and I can also get my multi-tool in there at a push, and some batteries. So you can fit a lot on these boxes, so that does benefit. But for, you know, once again, these really just stay in my van. I don't really pull them out. They've got lots of brake. My medium box, it's got loads of brakes in it and splits, and that's just from sitting in a van. So as much as they are tough, I just seem to have found that these have broke more than my T-Staks, which get rattled around sites and stuff. That's enough on them. Next up, Makita Makpac boxes. Now these are made by the Tanos company, and I believe these were the first style of Tanos boxes. I bought these when I bought my first few Makita tools. I bought the plunge short, and I bought my router, but the router came in a bag, so I bought some boxes separately as well. These boxes, the latches are absolutely pony, like they're stiff and they're hard to open. It's not on every box, but the problem is these little tab things here that lock it. They're a bit tight, and I have found if you sand these down or cut them with a, you know, just shave them down with a Stanley blade, they work a bit better. But it opens like that, opens up. They're quite rigid boxes, to be honest. That's why it's just the latches that I found the most annoying. And then connecting together, I'll get another box. See, look, it's just a nightmare. It's tight. So connecting together, you pull up on both of these, and then they stack on top of each other. Lock, lock, another lock, and there you go. And they connect together. They're quite, you can get these boxes fairly cheap, so that's why I actually started looking at using this as my storage box. And I've got 5 of these, and after doing them I was like, do you know what, it's just a pain. Like, you can't even open the bottom one. If you undo the latches, you've got to take them all apart. So that's why I sort of drifted away from these. But you can get these fairly cheap. So if it's a storage box you don't mind having, and you know, these latches don't bother you too much, that might be a nice little system for you. Next up, the Stanley FatMax sort boxes. Now these are like just for bits and pieces. Like, I've got some furniture bits in this box. They're a great little box to have. I've got probably 4 of these, and they're just nice to carry around. They come in 2 different versions. They come in this box with the plastic clips, and they come in an IP rated box with metal clips. Now they're made by Stanley, so they've got very similar clips to the DeWalt T-Staks and Pro stacks, but they don't lock together. So if you're buying these, they don't work the T-Stak. You'd have to buy the T-Stak storage box, like bin boxes, but I've done them in another video, so I'm not going to get them out. These clip together fairly simple, little clips on the side. There you go. And I've got a few of these. They're handy boxes. You can normally pick these up quite cheap. I think these are the deeper ones. You can get slimline ones, but you can normally get them so cheap because they normally do them in offers. I think even Tool Station have got them on offer at the moment too for 20 quid. I think I saw the other day. But nice little boxes to have, just to keep random bits in. Like, stupidly enough, I've got all my plastic spacers in this IP rated one, which doesn't need it, and then I've got all my bits for my furniture, all my furniture fixings in the standard one. But It stays in my van. I don't really get wet, so unless you're gonna have these sort of boxes outside, they're not gonna. I'd suggest having an IP rated one. Otherwise, the standard ones generally do the trick for anything interior. Now, this is probably my favourite storage box. It's probably not the toughest, but then I haven't had much on-site use of them yet. Like, I've got to. A lot of this stuff stays in the garage, and then when I need it for certain jobs, it all goes on to one job and stays there. So it doesn't really move around too much. Compared to a T-Stak or a Toughsystem, it's probably maybe more flimsier, I don't know, or probably the same as, well, it will be the same as the Makpacs. But it's just the whole locking system and the ease of it that I find the best. Like, it's just a simple locking system. Spin all the way around to open your box, and you've got all your bits. You've got all your bits there handy. So they're not IP rated, but I had the Tanos box 4 on a job, and all I had in it was my trowels and that. It was heavy rain. It was last October, so it was lots of rain. And I opened it up, and there wasn't one drop of water in it. So they are pretty watertight, to be honest. I don't know what it's like if you leave them on the side like that, but in their standard position, they don't leak. If they do, it would be because there's a hole in them. But just the way they connect is a sign. Same again. It's a Tanos Systainer T-lock, but it's just got Panasonic written on it. You can get these pretty cheap as well, actually, if you look around. But the way it locks together, that's it. Nice and easy. If you want to look in the box, below, you just twist it. The top one stays on. You have to keep hold of it, mind, but you can get to stuff. Close it back up, twist it, open this one up. There you go. And it's just the simplest thing to do. It's just up. You don't even have to really slide it in. It's just place on top and lock. And that's it. Now, if people like me, I didn't know, but the way it works is there's these little feet here, and they literally slide in to this tiny little groove at the back here. And that's it. Nice and simple. And as much as I love a T-Stak, the Systainers I'd rather have a Systainer any day of the week. Obviously this is a Tanos version. You get there's loads of different versions. I think obviously Festool have their grey and green boxes. Like I said, this is the Panasonic box. And who else makes I think there's a few companies that Tanos supply these to with their own branding on. Unfortunately, I think Makita just kept the Makpac version. I'll show you actually, for those who do have maybe a look in transitioning from the Makpac to the Systainer. You can still connect them. They still lock in. Not this way. Is it this way around? No. So you can put a Makita there, and you can put a Systainer on top. And they actually have the little connecting clips there, which you can then lock up again on the side. And there you go. So they connect. So it's like I said, Tanos is a company that makes the Makpacs and the Systainer boxes. So they generally all connect. I don't know. There's a new Systainer box with I'm not sure if that's still got the whole system on there, so it might not connect anymore. But the older style Systainers with the T-lock, they definitely connect with the old style Makpacs. Now this is probably my first real sort of storage box solution I come up with years ago. I used to have a flatbed truck, and I used to have nail buckets on the back of it and my fixings and fixing boxes, and literally they'd just get destroyed all the time, or I'd go around a corner a bit too fast and all the nails would end up all over the bed. So this is really for people who drive flatbeds, but this is still like I've got 8 of these cans that I use in my van, so they're still handy for bits and pieces, and I still use them today. These ammo boxes are by far probably the best thing to have for a flatbed, truck, lorry. They're waterproof for one. They're IP rated. Well, they're not IP rated. They carry ammo, so they've got to be really. They can't get wet. So they've got. I'll open it up. Got a nice little clip on the side there. Nice and easy. Lift it up, and I keep all my framing nails in here for all my jobs on this box. And then, you know, if you've got loose nails, they're handy. Like I used to have keep all my 2.5 inch, 2-inch nails in my box, my 4-inch nails in a couple of boxes. I don't really use a lot. I normally use my nail gun now, so I don't have much call for like loose nails. But you know what I mean. If you go around a corner and that's locked up, it falls over. They don't generally fall. They generally slide. So they don't generally fall over, and if they do, you ain't got any problems with nails everywhere. In this box, I've managed to find like a tray set that go inside, and this is where I keep like all my, you know, like my coach bolts and my raw plugs for like that, you know, big masonry fixings that I don't really need in, you know, like I don't need to have in one of those smaller boxes. In general, you know, I've only got 100mm bolts in there at the moment, coach screws, and they generally, you know, normally I've got my 150mm 6-inch and some 5 inches and some 200mm in here. So, but they're a bit empty at the moment. I need to restock this. But this has been a lifesaver. Like, no, this is when I'm doing exterior work, putting some framing up. Leave these outside, nice waterproof seal, come back nice and dry every time. So anyone who's looking for a nice storage box for the back of their van on a flatbed, ideal, perfect little boxes. Oh, wrong box. Right, that's it. That's all I have to say about storage boxes. That's all I've got. Obviously there's different versions of storage boxes out of all of those. The T-Stak has drawers, and it has tote boxes, and I think that's across broad board as well. So the Systainers, the Makpacs, they all have a tote box, a drawer system, and I think it just boils down to preference really. What you find comfortable with. I was going to get some Milwaukee pack outs for this video, but I don't really need them. So, and they're expensive. Milwaukee pack outs are expensive. So to buy, you know, I was trying to find some cheap organizers just to show people, but there's so many videos out there that if you're really looking at Milwaukee pack outs, then that's the box you're going to go for. I just showed you what I've been using for the years, what I find useful. To be honest, the T-Stak and the Systainers is probably my go-to. I wouldn't buy any more Makpacs. I'll put a few links below to where I buy all my storage boxes from. These I buy on eBay. So these, I haven't actually looked at the price of these for ages, but I think I've got, you could buy 3 for about £30 if you look around. But generally they're about 15-20 quid each, so just keep an eye out for a good deal. The T-Staks, they're always in offer at Screwfix and Toolstation UK. The Makpacs and the Systainers I buy from a company called Bunny Bolts. I'll put a link below. And it's the Makpacs, I think I got them from Folkestone Fixings, so I'll put them a link below as well. So hopefully that's helped you on what storage solutions box, toolbox you want to set on. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you like the video, give us a like. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe or don't. I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra. So that video came in just under 20 minutes, so not too bad. I'll try and keep the next one shorter. Ta-da.